Did I tell you when I met Django Reinhardt, one of the most outstanding, Django Reinhardt not only plays jazz, but he plays also those modern like Villa Lobos,
Yeah.
which he composed himself.
Yeah.
And it's well known. And I had a quintet in New York, and while I was playing, they broadcasted from Paris, to here, and we heard it. I was hearing. So, I was the sole distributor of one of his books from Paris, and when he came here, I went to see him, and he could speak English,
What language did he speak? French?
Hmm?
French? Did he speak?
No,
was
he
his
couldn't.
language?
He couldn't speak. He had an interpreter, but he could say yeah, no,
Yeah.
So I invite him over to the house. And I think I'm going to get some publicity while he's here,
Yeah.
I invited him to the house, and I invited some friends, and he brought some of his friends. And I invited the newspaper people to take some pictures so I can get, publicity. Well, he didn't want to play that night. So everybody's waiting, all the orchestra oil, downbeat, metronome, they're waiting for the cameras while he's playing, but he won't play. I said, Django, play? No play. Says, you want a drink? No drink. You want coffee? Coffee. Tell my wife, give him a coffee. Give him a coffee. Play? He didn't want to play. He didn't play all night anyway.
Yeah.
So everybody walked out.
Yeah.
Well, I says, this can't go on, I said to myself. I invited again a week later. This time I invited all guitar players. And I told my son to get ready with his camera, just in case.
Yeah.
He played all night, and we took all the pictures, and I wrote a book. I gave you the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wrote his life history.
Uh-huh.
Then he wrote me a letter. His manager wrote me a letter that he wants to come to America if I can get him some work.
Yeah.
And I think
Was he in his prime at this time? I mean, as far as his general public knowing about him?
Yeah, they.
He was kind of like in his prime at that time, right?
He had publicity before he came.
Yeah.
But he expected all the gypsies to wait for him and give him a big,
Round of applause. Right?
But nobody was there when he got off. And anyway, he didn't play all night that night, but we took a lot of pictures, and he played.
Yeah.
And that was great.
What's it like?
And then,
what was it like jamming with?
I had so much respect for him,
Yeah.
because how can a man play such beautiful and such great things with only two fingers of the left hand?
Yeah.
Because the other two were paralyzed, he was caught in a fire. And he had long fingers, and he improvised, and he played four notes right away, like he's talking to you.
Yeah.
And I really admire him very much.
Your style is similar to his.
Naturally, because
What kind of style would you say? It's not really. What would you say that is? That I don't know how to describe it.
that's real jazz, his style. It's not like bebop, all those. These guitar players today, they play a million notes, but nothing happens. See? But with Django, he played four notes right away. It's beautiful. And the tone he got out of that guitar.
Yeah.
And his strings were very high. He was the only one that could play on his guitar.
Oh, it was real, like your guitar.
But he didn't hurt. His fingers didn't hurt with two fingers. So did he play? My God. I wish I had a tape recorder then. But they didn't have the tape recorders then.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. What else you want to ask me?
How did you develop your jazz? I don't know what to call it. Jazz style.
Yeah,
Okay?
well, the jazz.
The tapes you gave me, you have like a. I don't know. Is that considered like European, or is that just before my time and I never heard of it until, you know, unless I hear?
Yeah, well, the jazz that we play and I play is we play in the chord.
Yes.
See?
Yeah. And the song, the melody.
Yeah, but that's what I call real jazz. And that's what Django used to play. He improvised, like he played a song like Out of Nowhere. When he played again another chorus, it's better than Out of Nowhere.
Okay, so it's like an improvised melody.
That's right. Now
Okay.
he played, I remember when he played in my house, he played Sweet Georgia Brown, and he played about 10 choruses. One chorus was better than the other one, and was better than the melody that was written.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
How did he do that? Nobody knows. So we all try to copy. I try to copy him, but I can never be like him, you know. Even though I got my whole 4 fingers. But he was great. Yeah. So then I came to Miami, and I played the Eton Rock. I was playing with another guitar player, you know, he was from Yugoslavia, Russia, Rodello. And he sang 12 languages.
Wow.
And he was big man, you know.
Yeah.
And he had a voice like Caruso. And we played the Eton Rock for 2 years when it opened. And from then, but he liked to drink, see?
Yeah.
So then, from then, we came to the David Williams Hotel, he and Cora Gables. And he was the leader, naturally. He got the job, but he was drinking so much. So the boss finally says, well, I have to let him go if you want to stay. Well, I says, it's not my job. I have to ask him. So I asked, yeah, he says, you can stay. And here I am, I'm still here. I'm here 22 years at the David Williams Hotel. Boy. Well, the other day I told the boss, I says, listen, I'm here 22 years, I never got a raise. I says, you know, and I take the place of 3 musicians. So why don't you give me a raise? He said, who's the other 2? I want to fire them. So, well, look at the fun we're having. Yeah.
What do you have? How many nights a week you get?
Who's the other 2? I want to fire them.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And that's the story, huh? Well, there's a lot, but you know, I forget a lot of things.
Yeah, it's all life. It's all life.
Yeah.
What do you say? Some of your musical highlights. I mean, your highs.
Oh.
Playing that Rachmaninoff, right? That must have been like one of the. When you're 21 years old, playing the Rachmaninoff in front of all those people.
Oh, yeah.
That must have been like one of your tops, right? But what would you say is some of your other peaks?
Well, at that time, I used to do a lot of substituting for Tony Mottola, you know.
On the radio?
Yeah, on radio, over the CBS.
Who was some of your students? You tell me about some of your students. Who were some of your students?
Oh, John Collins with Nat King Cole. Joe Pass.
Joe Pass studied with you?
Yes.
How long?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, what happened with him, he was, his father came over to my studio in New York, and he says, my son plays a beautiful guitar, but I don't understand him. And he don't know music.
Yeah.
Can you teach? Sure, I says. So he came over and he played, you know, he's run all over the guitar, but he didn't know any music. So he took 3 lessons, but he didn't practice. So I told his father, look, this kid doesn't practice. I don't want your money. Now you're wasting my time. So I fired him. And South Salvador is one of the biggest now. He makes a lot of race. Got a big band.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of. Al Caiola was one of my pupils. Had a lot of good pupils. I used to teach them from first I started them off, because they were experienced anyway. They could read.
Uh-huh.
But I used to use the trumpet method.
Oh, that's
and I
good.
used to mark the
That's
positions.